Howdy, howdy, Sidevil here, and welcome to our top 5 infantry of 901 plus gold in an infantry fight. These are the best, baddest, meanest, toughest infantry in the game, and we want to see who is the best of the best. Now, I do have a primer video to go over how I did the testing. We have 600 tests, 2,400 data points, about 25 hours of testing in there. And I do also want to say before we get going that this type of testing is just a piece of the puzzle. It is very myopic. It is a very focused set of testing. It does not explain everything there is to know about a unit, and there are always caveats in this sort of things, but it is a useful piece of the puzzle and useful to understand how these units match up in this space. So let's get going. This was a really fun test. I did a set of predictions beforehand, and coming in at number 5 was a unit that just snuck in there. It's a unit you may or may not expect if you play this faction. It is from the Beastmen at 1,050 gold, the Beste Gore. Now these guys they've kind of been an up and down unit, but lately they've been pretty decent, and they're just a good value at 1,050 gold. They get the job done. They have a very strong charge bonus. They are armor piercing, though of course they don't have a shield, but their armor is good. They're just a good all-around unit, and they snuck into the top 5, and I think deserve it. And they're just a overall decent unit, and with the recent improvement of some other of the Gores, I think the Beastmen infantry is kind of on the rise right now. And yeah, so not too bad for the Beste Gore. Number 5 in our testing. Now we're going to go on to number 4. Coming in from the Dark Elves at 1,200 gold, the Harganeth Executioner. Now these guys are rough to play against. I know as far as any matchup it goes when I play the Dowie, the most difficult matchup of them all is against the Dark Elves, and it is specifically because of these Harganeth Executioners. They are anti-infantry armor piercing. They are very good, and understand in this testing they don't get to use their Murderous Mastery because it doesn't go off. It's only a one-on-one, so they're even better than what this number shows. So they are really an outstanding infantry unit in an infantry engagement, and they've done extremely well, and they come in at number 4. All right, moving on. Coming in at number 3 from Chaos, the Chaos Chosen. Just the base Chaos Chosen at 1,250 gold. Now these guys are a defensive unit, but they have absolutely monster stats. Like, I think it's 46 attack and 60 defense, 120 armor. They have silver shields, if I'm not mistaken. They have immense stats. So that means they're outstanding at clearing trash. They're outstanding at clearing infantry that's lower level. They can hold. They're at a reasonable price point for very expensive infantry. You don't see them all that much because, boy, Chaos is stacked with good infantry, and the Chosen are, do end up being a little bit vulnerable to some factions, but in a one-on-one, just basic Chosen are outstanding stats and outstanding results, and they come in at number 3. Now we're going to move on to the number 2 and the number 1. These two units were in all the testing for 25 hours of testing. Were back and forth with each other, and the very close. And understand that these top 2 units are head and shoulders above 3, 4, and 5. They are really not just the top of the top. They're head and shoulders above everybody else. So if you've been paying attention to the testing, you know the 2 units I'm talking about, and you'll probably know the other one as soon as I say the first. But coming in at number 2 from the High Elves at 1,250 gold, the Sword Masters of Hoeth. Now these guys are an outstanding value. They are a very good unit, especially in a one-on-one, especially if you let them go. Typically though, High Elf units are often berated because in competitive they can feel a little weak because of the basic premise of doing well in competitive play is focus fire, where you will focus down a unit until it routs. Well, against the high elves, you don't need to do that. You just need to focus fire that unit till it is half health and it uses its loses its martial prowess or martial mastery, which is sort of causes the high elves to fade in the fourth quarter and to feel weak as the game moves on, and they are. But boy, if you let Sword Masters of Hoeth do their job, they will get it done. They are beasts. They are fantastic at clearing trash. They're fantastic at, fighting up. They're fantastic in almost every scenario you put them in. But they are, of course, a little bit vulnerable in that they're fairly expensive. But $12.50, not awful. All right, moving on to number one. You guys know it if you've watched the testing. If you haven't watched the testing, you might have guessed this one because this unit is iconic. And it is from Chaos at 1,450 gold, the Chosen with Great Weapons. These guys are the buzzsaws, are the beasts, are the alpha of this tier of infantry at 901 plus gold. They are absolute monsters in their stats and their ability to pull value against other units in this game. And they came in at number one, not by a whole lot, but they did beat the Swordmaster Hoeth by enough to make it a clear victory in terms of the stats. The problem with the Chaos Chosen with Great Weapons is they're 1,450 gold. That is super expensive. And if you come up against a faction that can deal with your Chosen from afar with magic or some other means, you can be pretty sad. It'll make you pretty sad if you bring them. But if you bring them and they have no answers, the game is over before it even begins. They are that good. And even with that, you still often don't see Chaos Chosen with Great Weapons because they're so expensive, but also because Chaos has fantastic mid-tier infantry as well. Not only were Chaos number one in the 901 plus gold, they were also number one in the 601 to 900 gold with the just basic Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons. Chaos has outstanding infantry, the best infantry in the game, top to mid. At the bottom, things change a lot, but Chaos Chosen with Great Weapons, number one in our 901 plus gold testing. Hope you found that interesting. Love to hear some comments in the bottom, and hope you look forward to the next two videos where we're going to look at the bottom 5. Then we're going to look at the middle 14, which is often these videos don't do that. And then finally, I will do a summary video where I will kind of go through everything. I will do some back testing and a verification testing to make sure, just to show that this all sort of makes sense. So hope you found that interesting, and I will see you soon.